So PayPal is in deep shit. Apparently, they had something that they put out saying that if anyone published misinformation, that they would be fined. Not just that they would be not allowed to use PayPal anymore, they would actually be fined $250 for every instance of misinformation. Well, I guess they didn't quite anticipate the kind of backlash that they would receive, and they've backed down, and they've sort of tried to weasel their way out of it. They've said, "Well, we never really meant that. That message was put out there in error." I mean, what in the world? How does that work? Did their system get hacked, or what? I mean, how are they trying to make this sort of a weaselly non-apology, or try to claim that they never really said the thing that they were quoted as saying, the policy that they were explicitly taking? I don't know, but anyway, I hope they die. Hope they dry up and die. But what does this say in a larger sense? I mean, I guess you can look on the bright side and say that there's enough of a backlash to make them back away from taking this really punitive kind of position against misinformation. If you ever hear the word misinformation, know that you're being manipulated. I've told you that before. Like when you hear the phrase conspiracy theory, know that you're being manipulated by whoever's using that phrase. Same goes for misinformation. Just know that and proceed accordingly. Well, to look on the bright side, one could say, okay, well, now we see a backlash starting, and now soon there'll be freedom of speech, like it should properly be upheld. But on the other hand, this is so much of a piece with what is going on right now in the West. And it's why I get a little impatient with people who say things to me like, well, just feel, just like when I'm critical of NATO, and they're instigating what hopefully won't turn into World War III, for the last several years, not just over the last few months, but since 2014 with their meddling in Ukraine. When I say things like that, and people say things to me like, oh, well, you couldn't say that in Russia. If you went to Russia and said something bad about the Russian government, they would throw you in jail. That's probably true. I don't know. I haven't researched it, but I imagine that's probably true. I'll give you that. All right. But I ask you, what is it like for someone who speaks out of line today in the West? Do you really want to say, well, you should be thankful? You should be thankful. Are you really going to tell me that? Are you really going to take that line with me? Because let me tell you that if you step out of line, and you know this, if you're pretending not to know this, you're either extremely naive or you're just being dishonest. You know that if you are quoted saying anything that is out of line with what we're supposed to say, the opinions we're supposed to hold, the ideas and positions that are those of a good person, and there's a very, very small range of those ideas, and if you go outside the border of those ideas in any way, you are destroyed in the West. Now, in some places, they do arrest you and they do throw you in jail. In the United Kingdom right now, people have gone to jail, have served jail time for naughty tweets. That doesn't happen here in the United States, but if you are somebody who speaks out of line, that is to say, who doesn't just parrot what he's expected to say, then your life can be destroyed, and often is destroyed. So don't come at me with that. I'm telling you, you've come at the wrong person, because I am an instance of what I'm talking about. You look back at a prior video of mine, how I rendered myself unemployable. What else can I say to add to that? All right. And you tell me I should feel good about being in the West because if I were in Russia and I said the same thing, I'd be in prison. I mean, we're talking about relative evils here. Okay. Yeah, maybe it would be worse. It probably would be worse in Russia or in some other more authoritarian state. But here in the West, even when there's ostensible freedom of speech, you are hardly left untouched if you don't just go along with the prescribed message. So, should I be thankful? I don't know. I'm not very thankful for the fact that speaking my mind has rendered me largely unemployable. I'm not thankful for that. Am I just ungrateful? And is that what you NATO apologists want to come at me with? You can feel that way if you want, but I'm just telling you, I think that is a highly myopic way of looking at things, and a highly myopic way of regarding the state of the West right now. The supposed cradle of individual liberty. It ain't that great. And let me tell you, other people have it far worse than I do. I'm not meaning to say to martyr myself here. I'm just saying that even if it's true that A is worse than B is still bad. Okay, A being the state of freedom of speech and individual rights in places like Russia and probably a lot of Arab states or what have you, and B being the West, most states in the West right now, including the United States of America. All right, so don't come at me with that jive. That's all I'm saying. Thanks for watching.